Charter schools are nonsense. I believe that we should go back to the private, public, and religious school setup that we had back in the day. The charter schools really bring absolutely nothing except for a merger of the public and the private, whereas we should be separating those as far away from each other as possible. If you want funding to make a school, do it with your own dollars, like Dr. Umar, right? But anyways, back to the point. There was a charter school. The reason I'm bringing up charters is because there was a charter school conference that Miss April Ryan here, who I am not a fan of, she is the one that was crying because Trump called her out he called her out legitimately, and she, like so many other CNN contributors and news people, just OD'd. Like, oh my goodness, he's being so racist, he's being so sexist, and all this other nonsense, right? And she was a White House correspondent during President Obama's presidency. So she is a part of the cabal that is establishment to its core, all right? There was an incident at that charter school convention that a journalist was violently ejected from the conference when April Ryan spoke. And I know I'm reading it, but let's get into the video. I'm going to let the video rock one time through, and then I'll come back with my thoughts. So this woman told Cradaville to, put away his camera. He said he's doing his job, he's doing his thing, and apparently the event was going to continue on, but they felt some kind of way. Don't she look evil as hell, yo? Yo, she got that look on her face and that weave. Well, I might be a perm, I'm not sure, but I want to see some kind of wig on her head. But she got that evil big mouth look on her face, yo. Oh my goodness, you really give these types of people platforms. You really try to boost these people up. Come on, establishment, you could do better than that.
Don't you dare put that down, sir. That's my camera. I'm very conversation with you all.
So this is them getting them out of there, with the ushering and pushing them out of the building. Oh, they definitely tossed that. Like, hey, this was pricey stuff, okay? Like, hold up. Yeah, I need this guy to get out of here right now because we're sitting here bringing in the whole charter school thing and just telling all these people they're making all these great choices when really, how many charter schools fall? And that's one of the reasons I don't want to fully make this video about April Ryan, because you got all these other outlets talking about it, and they're focusing on the journalist aspect of it, which rightfully so. You're not supposed to put your hands on a journalist. They're doing their job. This is I can't recall if the person was if the outlet or the publication was invited to the event, but either ways, this is ridiculous. Like, it's not just this, it's the thing that they're speaking about. The charter schools in and of themselves, they are so determined to keep their control over this situation, and by they, I speak of the establishment that, I mean, April Ryan, she's a representative of such. This woman, McLeod, right here, is a representative of such. And before you ask, yeah, she's a 35%. April Ryan is not a 35%, okay? I wouldn't touch April Ryan with a hobo's penis. But this one, yeah, I mean, well, just on the looks factor, yeah, she could definitely catch a meeting. But yeah, that don't mean that she's a decent person or that she isn't propagating a terrible agenda, which the charter school systems are. Like charters, I mean, they're so bad. How many, like Cory Booker's brother had a charter school that went to shit. And the biggest problem I have with all of it is that you got generations of kids getting these subpar nonsense educations. I mean, it's like, it's the world's biggest hypocrisy. Yikes.
How dare you come in here and interrupt this meeting like that?
How dare you? Oh my goodness. Like, yo, oh my goodness. She's so like, see, this is kind of why I want to get back to, you know, an honor system, having not a dignity society, but an honor society where, you know, basically physical strength maxes out everything. So she wouldn't be so quick to jump up in his face if the option of just a quick backhand was on the table. And that's the thing. She got her simp white knight minions. Get this man, because she can't do it herself. You know, it's so weird because I know I dropped the slut walk video a little bit earlier. And a point that I want to get into is in particular when it comes to having ladies within, you know, the spheres of influence. For the most part, and I don't want to say hashtag not all, of course. I don't want to generalize like all ladies, but for a big portion, their concerns aren't really well thought out. They are not really like they're not particularly thinking beyond what's right in front of them. Like one of the tweet that I did was where I say, you know, women go, oh my goodness, we want to sit at the table. We got to complain. We got all these issues that we want to complain about, right? And men are like, oh my goodness, okay, by all means, sit down. Let us know what's going on. And then the woman goes, well, look at her shoes. Aren't her shoes so pretty? My God, and it's like, well, why the hell? Like in a lot of ways, like you sit there and complain about these spaces being quote unquote white male spaces, but you never thought about why they're that way. They are that way so things actually get accomplished, you know, instead of, oh my goodness. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's like, instead of being like the dog from Up, you know, squirrel. Okay, that's the security guard is the dude right there who he reminded me of like every black guy that I saw on one of those ABC shows. But but yeah, he was the muscle and they was getting rid of the reporter there. And the question really remains is why, if you have nothing to hide? There was like no reason to put your hands on them, but because they're all butthurt and they definitely don't want they don't want a critical eye. And that's what I really feel that it's about. And that's why I tie it back to the charter school thing. They don't want a critical eye on what they're discussing and what they're propagating. Even though, I mean, I don't want to sit here and say any charter schools are failures or anything else like that. I just don't see the necessity of using public funds that could be going to public schools, taxpayer money, on schools that are privately owned. That's nonsense. It's the privatization of education, and they sort of got away with that in college to an extent, to a degree, because there's still a lot of taxpayer funded situations there too, but. The system is kind of collapsing in on itself in many aspects. You weren't moving as fast as I wanted you to there, boy. And I know that the guy that was doing the grabbing was actually a black. See, when you sit here and talk about 2019, and you're like, oh my goodness, the white supremacy and all this other nonsense, dude. You just had a black man rough up and push away a Caucasian man. Come on. Like, come on, man. Back in the day, what? 1910? Shoot. Bruh, he'd have been strung up. He'd have been hanging from a tree like, 3 weeks ago before he even thought to do it. So don't sit here and act like, oh my goodness, all the pain of history and slavery and the white supremacy and all that other nonsense.
I was invited guest.
Please don't allow him back.
What's this guy's name? This guy just assaulted me. Hold on. Are you calling the police?
Of course you're not getting a response because all of those organizations have a vested interest in the proliferation of the charter school system. So even though April Ryan didn't, she didn't say it herself. This was her security team and that little McLeod chick. Yeah, she was like, get my minions, get him over there. No response was received from the sponsors. And is that New Jersey CASA? You got Essex County Council for Young Children, Jersey Can, Learn Schools, Project Ready, B4K. Parents for Great Camden Schools. Ooh, now you know there's some nonsense involved with this, man. But yeah, like Jersey is a terrible place to be a parent because the state really thinks that it's the parent. Honestly, Jersey state government, Jersey state and local and county governments are out of control. They are power hungry. They keep passing they keep passing more gun laws, more gun control laws when the situations take place like in any other. If something happens in Honolulu, if there is a mass shooting in Honolulu, Jersey will have new legislation geared up and ready to go through the state level. And it's like, bruh, you just breaking our backs. And, that's why there's such internal conflict when it comes to the state Democratic Party. Because, it's the state versus the national establishment in many angles and many perspectives. And guess what? Neither is good for the regular New Jersey resident. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. Oh, yeah, April Ryan is a scumbag. Just so we're clear. She's the biggest name. She's going to be on The Squad show. Her Humpty Dumpty ass needs to go be a grandmother. I assume she's somebody's nana. Go be somebody's nana. With that being said, all the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I ain't scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube, BitChute, we can't expect them to spread the word of Mr. J. And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? Do you think that this was anything other than them not wanting a more critical eye on what they're discussing, or is it something simpler, something I'm not thinking of? I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section. Until the next one.